What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle Create Space. Link will be in the description box below, as usual. Strength you can't measure. Now, I'm a pretty strong guy for my size. So anybody who knows weights, I weigh about 160 right now. If I do bench press, 9 times out of if I if I'm doing sets of 225, I not can I do 3 sets of 20 straight, like 3 sets of 20. So as far as bench, y'all know the equivalent to weight and strength with that. So and yes, I can go up, obviously, but there are strengths in life you can't measure, you know, and this is what I'm talking about. Um, People talk about in guts, intestinal fortitude. You know, you have to be a strong person to pick yourself up off of the floor because life can humiliate you. Life can humble you. Life can make you sometimes want to quit. But very strong people find a reason to get up, and sometimes their reason to get up winds up becoming they don't know how to stay down, and that's a strength you can't measure. You know, some people don't know what it don't can't live in giving up. You know, I think everybody may get weak. Everybody has weak moments in life. You know, some people may want to pack it in at moments or walk away and just want to be done. But strong people understand. I think the principle of the feeling of quitting, because I think if you give up on something or you walk away from something or you quit from something, that doesn't mean that feeling and principle in itself will haunt you. But sometimes you have to go through that experience and something to realize how much it bothers you. Because, and it could be something simple, like you could be playing a game of Uno and just get frustrated and quit. But the fact that you walked away might be eating at you for days, months, or a year. Like, it's just a game, and it's not. But truth is, it is just a game, but it's not the game that you're upset. It's about feeling like you gave. You know that's the bothersome part, and you find out you can't do that. That's not part of who you are. That eats at who you are. So that's a strength you can't measure. You know, a strength you can't measure is the strength to carry on. You know, some people like I remember somebody telling me, to be a professional, it means you do your job when life isn't good, when your days aren't good, when you can still perform your job at a high level in the moments that you do not, your mind isn't even there, your heart or soul isn't even there, like you're just not there because of life. And that's a strength you can't measure. Some people carry on, some people um, have to work through mourning the loss of somebody, and they find a way to keep going. Some people lose things and they, that are important to them, or things get stolen from them, or somebody may have destroyed something that is meaningful to them, or and they find a way to carry on. That's a strength you can't measure, because you know an irony of this, and I'm a firm believer in this. You reap what you sow in life, and you will reap the good things in life. Sometimes it's a strength you can't measure is actually the strength of belief and faith, because you can put a lot of good out into the world and not necessarily get that good back in the time frame that you probably feel like you should, but life might be waiting for for a perfect time because good karma has is always perfect time. That's the crazy thing about it. Like life's rewards are always in perfect time. People say, when it rains, it pours. But I think it's absolutely the reverse for life's good karma. When sometimes the sun shines brighter because the sun came out and at the most perfect time of your life where you can appreciate everything and you can reflect on everything and you know that and you know everything that you did was worth it because you're at a space where you're prepared for your blessing and you won't um, take advantage of it or misuse it. And that takes a lot of strength because you have to be aware of the fact that everything that was done until that point prepared you for the point that you're at. You know, um, another strength you can't measure is the bond that you create with other human beings. Sometimes you can pick up the telephone or or talk to a person that you haven't talked to in years, and you instantly back, and it was like you were talking yesterday. And um, that's something that sometimes people overlook because a strong bond takes very much so a long time to build at times because it goes through experiences and ups and downs and peaks and valleys of both people and people being there for each other or not being there for each other and forgiving each other and being able to work and understand people in their moments of strength and weakness. That's a strength as far as creating and keeping bonds that just can't be measured. Um, Another strength that most people can't that most people seem to forget to deal with is you can't measure how strong, how can I say this, fear can be because some people are strong enough to overcome fear, and you can't measure that. Some people realize that they're never going to reach their full potential unless they confront the things that they're afraid of. And just like a child who's afraid of the dark or afraid there are monsters under the bed in the closet, when you get the courage to open that door or look under that bed and you see nothing's there, you become a little bit stronger because you realize, okay, I'm not controlled by my delusions. You know, I can actually look these tough situations in the eye because that's what a lot of the problem is sometimes that um you know how can I say this? There's a difference. When I used to play football back in the day, there are people who will hit you and they'll be looking dead at you, and there are people who will hit you and when they get there they blink. They got all the way up to you, but they didn't really look at you in your face when they were able to do it. Sometimes it's just sometimes some people are blink on impact, just bow because it's jarring. But so that's kind of different. It's just a kind of touch and go type of thing. But what I'm saying is some people are able to look fear in their eyes, look their obstacles in their eyes, and see it all the way through. Um, that's a strength you can't measure because sometimes what we don't really want to admit is it's more difficult to be strong in the strength that you can't measure than it is to be weak in the strength you can't measure because that's an internal problem, and some people mask their internal problem with you know drugs and alcohol or reckless behaviors or different type of behaviors or and it's because it gives them an excuse to not strengthen up those things that they can't measure. They're a bit discombobulated, or they're not sober enough to actually deal with it at the point, and that's unfortunate. But I think sometimes we need to address all the strengths that we can't measure because it's worth it in the long run. It's absolutely worth it. I'm done. Y'all have a good one. Peace.